I've gathered my field data now into a database. I have uploaded my GPS tracks and waypoints from the field, and I've gathered some base maps in digital form. I'm going to load those base maps now into a geographic information system. Let's look at what kinds of base maps I have. First of all, I've got a topographic map of the area. I have also a few aerial photos. Let's go ahead and zoom in on those. Here's my aerial photo for Red Rocks Park. Underneath my aerial photo, I still have my geologic map. I also have my waypoints from my GPS with data that I collected out in the field. I'm going to zoom to the extent of all my waypoints. In this case, I've labeled my waypoints and symbolized my waypoints based on the number of million years ago. So as you can see, as I go to the west here at Red Rocks, they're about 1,700 million years ago are the geologic layers. Whereas over here at Green Mountain to the northeast, it's only 5 million years old. So I've got old in the west to new in the east. I also have my tracks from my GPS unit loaded. Let's go ahead and look at those. I've symbolized the track points based on the altitude. So here I've got light colored dots. This is a lower altitude, and the purplish or bluish colored dots are the higher altitude. Let's take a look at those. Turn off my topographic map for the moment just so I can see my track points. I also have a geologic map loaded. Let's take a look at that and zoom in. Let's zoom in now. Here is Dinosaur Ridge. A very famous formation is on Dinosaur Ridge, or underlies Dinosaur Ridge. Let's take a look at the labels. This JM label right here, that indicates the Morrison Formation. Let's pull up a web page. In this web page, we know what the formation is and the geologic unit. So in this case, the Morrison Formation is from the Upper Jurassic period, and it has a unit designation of JM. If I go back to my map, I can see what the spatial pattern is of the Morrison Formation in relationship to the dinosaur bones that were uncovered there. Each one of these points in my data set are hyperlinked. So if I click over here, I'm going to jump to the photo that I took at this location. There's an unconformity right there. Let's take a look at the sign. So I've got the Fountain Formation on the left side and Precambrian gneiss on the right side. Here are my images at the top of Red Rocks. I also have a movie that I filmed there. So already we've seen that I have a lot of different layers here that I can start examining. Let's take a look at those dinosaur tracks that we were talking about earlier. At this location here in the Morrison Formation, I have an area where, let's take a look at the road. The road cut has exposed certain strata here of the hogback, or the dinosaur ridge as it's locally called. Let's take a look at the rock formation right there. As you can see, this area is rapidly exfoliating, and it's exposing some really nice dinosaur tracks, as you can see right here. Let's pan over to Green Mountain, which is an area of conglomerate. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. And now I'll zoom into the 2 points that I have collected there. As you can see, all the geologic, well, a lot of the geologic formations here are from the Quaternary period. As we saw earlier, this is a much newer area than the Red Rocks Amphitheater region. This is what the vegetation looks like in this area. Very arid, yucca, and some other plants. No trees at all. So we're standing right at the top of Green Mountain. We can also link to descriptions. So if I wanted to, I can go ahead and pull up the description for that area. And it's just going to pull up a Word file. Here's my Word file. The lower slopes of Green Mountain on the west side contain outcrops of dark conglomerate. Almost all of the clasts in these 15-foot high outcrops are large chunks of volcanic rocks like basalt, and they can be as coarse as 8 inches across, and so on. I can also link to a web page. Here's my web page that describes some open spaces in Jefferson County, Colorado, and this is exactly where I was hiking with my students. Green Mountain Park is where I am right now.